Hiya guys, happy Sabbath, happy Saturday, and welcome back to my channel. Day 3 of the MADLANGA Commission and the testimony that was given to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. First day, the only question that I had, or the biggest question that I had, is what would have motivated Brown Mogotsi to go and tell everything that he told to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi? Why would he betray his comrades? Why would he ditch up on himself, his friends, everybody? What would have motivated him to do everything that he has done? And in this video, I wanted us to talk about that testimony, that part of the testimony, some of the things that General Mkhwanazi have said that I took away from yesterday. So Brown Mogotsi contacted Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, and it seems like whatever information that he had, he got it from General Firoz Khan.
His response was nothing. General Khan will brief you next week. Now, Commissioner, I want to put on record that I only know one General Khan within crime intelligence. He's a Major General Khan that was on the news not long ago. Some of the colleagues will know about the attendance of the EFF celebration last year, as well as the case that was alleged that Khan was involved in stopping the police when they were busy with drug operation at Eratin in Johannesburg. When he sent me this, I then concluded that means General Khan is in that meeting. It is General Khan most likely that is feeding him with the information.
And when he got that information from Firoz Khan, Brown used that to tell Mkhwanazi to show the type of hate that Senzo Mchunu has for him, as well as KHUMALO, and even said, congratulations, you are going to save the country. Why would he do all of that? What would have motivated him to take that step and implicate himself, his comrades, and everybody else?
Congratulations, you are going to save this country.
And here is what I think. Brown Mogotsi in 2023 was taken to court by the Northwest MEC of Health after he received a tender from government, and that tender was then reversed through that court application or that court judgment that found in favor of the health department. So he's also a beneficiary of these tenders, just like VUSUMUZI Matlala. So these people are friends. VUSUMUZI Matlala, it's undeniable. Hence, even the conversations that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi said that were sent between them regarding the political unalivings task team or the political killings task team.
Good day. I have arranged a meeting for Sibia and the minister. Must have a solution. A WhatsApp to Matlala indicating that the task team that came to your house and harassed you has been dissolved or disbanded. That's a message that is written by Mr. Mogotsi to Mr. Matlala.
In general, by this point, you still don't know.
We don't know anything.
You only came to know about it on the 2nd of January.
Exactly.
The disbandment decision, that is.
Exactly. And from the record, as we investigate, commissioners, I can confirm most likely, I'm not saying that is the truth, that even the National Commissioner's Office that were recipient of the letter that was dispatched on the 31st, they received it late in the afternoon, I think after 4. So ordinarily, people working in the office by that time, it's a New Year's Eve, they're most likely not in the office, but that's when it was dispatched from the Chief of Staff to the office of the National Commissioner. But Brown Mogotsi knows about it on a public holiday. And there's no one in the office. Then in the evening, he then sends this message to Kkhwanazi Matlala. And he wrote on his message response, "Oh, really? I see you tried calling me last night. When is this happening?" This is Matlala asking Mogotsi. And Mogotsi responded on his WhatsApp. He says, they got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they are bringing all the dockets to Sibia.
From the evidence that has been presented, these people are friends, and they even were celebrating the disbandment of the political unalivings task team, that they even knew about the 121 dockets going to Sibia before even Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi knew about those dockets going there. So what might have happened? What might have happened is that, number one, Mogotsi's tender is taken through the Brown Mogotsi Foundation, followed by VUSUMUZI Matlala. VUSUMUZI Matlala as well loses the tender, gets arrested. Brown Mogotsi, he himself has his own skeletons where he's been accused of many things, including assault and the likes. So these people are now facing a threat of going to prison. and they're being and Senzo Mchunu is turning their backs against them. And remember that Senzo Mchunu reviewed the tender that was given to Matlala. The Matlala was friends with Brown, and now Brown was friends or who's close with the minister. Could it have been that Senzo Mchunu betrayed these people for them to see the need to go and talk? Because why would you say that you are going to serve a country when you know that you don't have enough and damning information that is going to put someone in prison? So from Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the letter that was sent to disband the task team had three things. Number one, it was the issue of borders. Number two, it was the issue of securing or getting the someone that is going to be the head of crime intelligence. And then number three was the issue of this disbandment of political killings task team, and it had nothing to do with the dockets. But those two knew about the dockets. So which means that Mkhunu used to discuss things with those two before actually bringing them or practicing them or implementing them.
It does not mention that these dockets must move from point A to point B. It doesn't touch the dockets. He only speaks about the closure of the team. So that's what the letter is. That's why the surprise on Mogotsi's message seems to suggest that the dockets have been brought to Spear.
So what I think that might have happened is that Mkhunu wanted to use the strategy that the ANC normally use with its cadres. For example, you remember Mapisa, you remember Magashule and the likes. And that strategy is that when you start to become a threat, when they want to finish you, they make sure that they give you cases and crimes, and they make sure that you attend court now and again of corruption, when they know that you're not the only one who's been doing corruption. There's many other people, and KHUMALO has been victim of that because he's also hated as much as they hate Mkhwanazi.
Police, which was very odd. And Gerald Ho was also confused. He said, but as far as I know, Cele didn't like KHUMALO. And he made all of us at the head office to believe that KHUMALO is a bad person. Why will he now suddenly want KHUMALO to work with him? So it was just a strange call.
So I think that these two individuals, they know, and I'm just very curious to know whether Brown has visited VUSUMUZI Matlala in prison and in person. I wish they can get these records to see whether Brown visited VUSUMUZI and when. That might have been aware of what Brown was about to do. I don't think he's as shocked. I think they both felt betrayed by Mkhunu, and Mkhunu failing to ensure that he controls the political task team, because that is the overarching issue. The overarching issue is his failure to control the political killings task team. The political killings task team was never ever supposed to come to Gauteng.
Including that he plans to have a meeting with the Deputy National Commissioner, Gerald Spear, and the Chief of Staff, Mr. Nkabinde, to discuss the finalization of KHUMALO and Gerald Mkhwanazi matters. This is a conversation they are having, the two of them. That
was supposed to just remain in KZN, controlled there, because when Mkhwanazi is there, they can deal with everything. They can be able to change things. They can be able to do whatever that they want to do. Whereas now, when it moves to Gauteng and it starts investigating in Gauteng, it would implicate a lot of people. And Mkhwanazi is known to be that hardcore police or that top cop that doesn't like corruption. So them now moving there and working this side with KHUMALO is like the end of the whole entire syndicate. If they could control the political killings task team, then Brown, Mogotsi and VUSUMUZI Matlala were not going to be found.
Now, the letter of 31 December 2024 that disbands the team, it triggers my inquiry. So as I inquire on what these members are doing, I begin to know about this level of corruption and criminality happening in Gauteng and the challenges the team is facing. And through my sources that I deployed in different structures also of different departments as well as a community around, I stayed, which I didn't say earlier, I worked in Gauteng for more than 20 years. I stayed here. So I know every corner of this province.
And they're going to continue with their entire syndicate or whatever corruption that they've been busy with the police. I think the problem was containing them. And I think even disbanding the political killings task team was not enough What was needed was to disband the political killing task team and control Mkhwanazi. But what they did when they disbanded the political task team, they made Mkhwanazi to tap into another level of investigation where he was investigating even more and probing even more. And his probing all of that, they didn't like it. They were not happy about it. Hence, they then took it upon themselves to say that, you know what, we rather go and speak to this man, say our case before we are actually exposed, because it doesn't seem like this man is backing down. He's going to parliament, he's doing everything. So Brown Mogotsi and VUSUMUZI Matlala, their biggest concern is not just the betrayal of the tenders, but it's the betrayal of failing to contain and control the political killings task team, and for it to stay there. And for it to stay there in KwaZulu-Natal, because the intention was for it to stay in KwaZulu-Natal. I don't know what you guys think. Please comment your thoughts. And I wanted to move along to the next topic, and that was the media, and how the media has been used to drive the point of discrediting top cops or cops that are anti-corruption, so that we don't believe in them. And I think People That Are Accused is one of these writers, and he even tried to contact General Mkhwanazi. Daily Maverick, I definitely think that Daily Maverick is very guilty, especially after that article, you remember, of Top Cop that they published, saying that Mkhwanazi is not a top cop, as well as Newsroom Africa. Newsroom Africa, ever since this whole investigation has started, especially after they spoke about Mzilikazi wa Africa. So Mzilikazi wa Africa as well, it was the situation of why that he told Mkhwanazi about the intention to tarnish his name.
I receive an inquiry. Actually, I receive a phone call from the very same journalist, Mzilikazi of Africa. His call was, you remember the story I asked you about of what happened in Bangin? I said, yes. He said, but my colleague has just approached me, confronted me about that story, and is asking him, why didn't he publish the story? And he said, no, but there was no story there. I listened to this thing and it just didn't make sense. Somebody is trying to peddle and frame Jerome Kwans for nothing, so I didn't publish this. And in his own words to me, Mzilikazi Africa was, this colleague of his says to him, now I'm forced to publish the story. And Mzilikazi found it strange, so he called me first. He said, hey, who did you upset somewhere in the police? Then I said, no, I don't know anything. Then he said, but is anything happening in the police that will lead people to want to publish this thing that is a year later, so old, they'd want to publish? Then I said, well, the only thing I know is that I'm going to be presiding over a disciplinary case. So he asked me, whose disciplinary case is that? I told him it's for General Khan. He said, oh no, now I connect the dots. Because my colleague and General Khan are close. It could be coming from there. That is his words. Mzilikazi will come here and say that.
So it was found out that Mkhwanazi is part of the members of People That Are going to be part of the disciplinary proceedings against Khan. So that makes sense why this person from the media wanted to tarnish Mkhwanazi's name. And I was like, yeah, the media has always, for example, Newsroom Africa, they've even contacted Mzilikazi to say that come and comment very quickly. They've given DHAS airtime, they've given the DA member airtime, NCC member airtime. The Newsroom Africa, they just want everybody to reply instead of promoting people to go to the commission. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, because they want news, they want everything that is newsworthy, and they are after that. But I think that in their intention of doing that, trying to push news, they end up seeming as if, that they want to push that narrative that Mkhwanazi is lying, Mkhwanazi is not telling the truth, Mkhwanazi doesn't know what he's doing. Whereas, for someone who studied media studies, you understand that that is newsworthy. And whenever something is newsworthy, you talk about it. And sometimes you can talk about it in a way that will seem as if you are not on the side of another person or on the side of someone else. I don't know, guys, you tell me what you think about these updates and the proceedings that happened. There's definitely a lot that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi spoke about, but I think my biggest focus was on the first part before the break, before he spoke about Sibia. And this is what I have for you guys. Please comment your thought, tell me what you think. Let us meet on Monday again when it comes to MADLANGA Commission. I'll see you in my next upload. Bye.